Alright, a reasonably peaceful time was had at the back of the pub here. We did go into the pub for a couple of beers and Bonnie made fast friends with the local doggo. Today is going to be I reckon like a 64k day where we're going to go and camp at like a free camp at some park. I think it's like Mackenzie Park or something like that. I don't think there's too much interesting to see on the way, but yeah, we'll find out. Hi, doggo. See ya. Thanks. Okay, so we're back on the Capricorn Highway. It's pretty dull. At least for the most part, it's not busy. You get a little flurry of vehicles every now and again, but it's not too bad. But these coal trains are something else. Like, we reckon they must be like a kilometre long, at least. Like, they're massive. So it's really impressive. That's, I don't know, maybe sad as well, the amount of like coal that they're shipping out of here. It's just nuts. We're currently on our way to another interestingly named town, which is the town of Dingo. And that dingo is a bronze statue of a dingo. So we're gonna go check it out. I don't know how to pronounce the place we're gonna end up later today, but yeah, I'll put it in the video. Okay, so we're just sat in Dingo. There's another massive coal train going by. This seems to be a regular occurrence at the minute. We'll work with it. Yeah, so we've just checked out the cool dingo statue. It had a little bit of history about the area, about dingoes in general and how they were introduced, but like it was like 10,000 years ago, and how the guys that settled here, one fellow in particular, whose name escapes me, named the town Dingo after the barking and the howls he would hear in the night. But Dingo is also home of the World Dingo Trap Throwing Tournament. What have you got to say about that, Bonnie?
So basically, you're not allowed to trap dingoes anymore, obviously. But I guess they've got a ton of traps just left over in this town. So it's like a Scottish hammer toss. It's almost like this like claw trap on the end of a chain, and they like spin around and they throw this thing. And it is 3 days from now. I am so bummed out because we're obviously here too early and we have other commitments. So yeah, I'll have to come back.
Unfortunately, yeah, we're gonna have to miss the trap throw this time around. That's such bad timing.
I know.
They've got the dingo trap throw when we're going to be hopefully at the Notorious.
Yeah, which is also really cool.
You win some, you lose some. All right, the train's gone and it's now just, you might be able to hear it, but it's just a 35k of headwinds and highway, and then we'll be at camp. Today is actually the coldest it's been in like well over a week, maybe a couple of weeks. This headwind we're going into is actually quite chilly, which is nice. It's nice to get a little bit of respite from the heat. It's been quite good. I've been enjoying it, but there are some sort of light clouds hanging around, and it does sort of feel like we might get a bit of a shower. We're pretty unprepared for rain. It's been so long since we've had any that all our rain gear is sort of buried at the bottom of panniers. It feels like only yesterday where we always had our rain gear just like right on the top, ready to grab at a moment's notice, because we just got rained on all the time. And yet now it's almost seems like an alien concept that it might rain. But that'll change when the wet season starts, when we get up north. Not looking forward to that too much. Alright, so now we're in Duaringa at the free camp, and it's bloody massive here. There's like people camped everywhere. Unfortunately, there aren't many grassy spots other than like the kids play area, which obviously we don't want to camp there. But even a lot of these open grassy areas, like I don't think you're allowed to camp in them. So yeah, not so great for us. But I mean, there's water taps everywhere, which is great, and there's like a lot of sheltered areas, a lot of picnic tables and stuff like that. So we think we might go away for a bit. There's a historic pub along here. We might go along and have a look at that, and then like come back here after dark and just like set up on like the grassy bits anyway, and just feign ignorance. Just say like we didn't know we weren't allowed to camp there. I mean, this bit here, we can camp here. There's no sign saying no camping at this bit, so maybe we'll do that. But right now we're kind of peckish, so I think we're gonna have a little snack. Okay, so we decided to make some instant noodles. Not something we normally eat, but sometimes you just need the comfort food, right? But what I am gonna do is a little through hiker special, which is gonna seem really weird, but we need that extra nutrition.
Oh.
We're gonna make these noodles satay.
Oh, you're not.
Not like crazy amount, just like a scoop. I know it sounds weird, but don't knock it till you've tried it. Takes a bit of mixing in. I probably should have put it in like as like a couple of little scoops instead of one big one. Takes a bit of mixing in. Does this not appeal to you, Bonster?
Not really, no.
Yeah, definitely should have made smaller. Look how thick it's gotten. It's made like the sauce all like thick. All right. That's amazing.
Really?
That's so good.
Oh.
Want to try some?
Okay, let me just take a look at what we got in here. Okay.
All right. Let's see what you think of this.
Shit, that's actually really good.
Isn't it?
God damn. Yeah, it's delicious. Oh, I should have done that.
There you go, folks.
Oh, that was really good.
Backpacker satay. All right, before we commit to camping in the no camp zone, I think I'm gonna go and have a little walk, go and do a little lap, and see if I can find a better spot. So let's have a little look. Maybe not in the rest area by the road, eh? That camper snagged like the ideal spot we wanted to be there. You're not allowed to camp on that bit. Probably bad form to camp next to the war memorial. There's a dusty spot in the middle by that tree. Doesn't look too much fun. No camping by the Dunnies. Okay, so like I was looking on the map and it looks like maybe there might be a decent bit of land to camp on, but over there behind the information centre. I mean, I don't suppose you're allowed to camp there, but it's in the park and anyway, we're gonna go check it out, and if it's any good, we're just gonna go to the pub, have a couple of beers, wait till it gets dark and go back and set up after dark. And if it's no good, then we're gonna set up right here beside this water tank. Again, after dark. So yeah, let's go check out this information center. Okay, we're just like scouting out this information center, and right next to it is like a solar powered charging station for phones and stuff. It's got USB sockets. It's really cool. Okay, we've scouted out the spot behind the information center, and like it looks okay, but honestly our first spot looks better. I feel like the first spot, you're also closer to everyone else who's camping as well. You're a bit isolated over here and it doesn't really feel as safe as being, you know, safety in numbers. So we're gonna go to the pub, have a beer, and then come back sort of after dark, cook up some dinner at the picnic, like the barbecue area thing we were at earlier, and yeah, and wait till basically everyone's going to bed, and then we'll set up. Alright, we are back from the pub, and we're back at the shelter here. We're just making up a bit of a medley of vegetables, a sort of stew type thing to have before we set up our tent. Got Bonnie over here.
Hey.
Chopping some carrots, mixing with some onions. Oh no, hold on. Carrots, she's chopping sweet potato. We've got some carrots, some onions, got some green beans I'm gonna make it in, and some stock. We're mixing it with a tin of vegetable soup. So we're gonna have like a veggie stew type thing. And we've got lots of bread to dip in. So yeah, trying to be as quiet as I can because it's dark and it feels like we're late back, but in actual fact it's only like 7 or 7:30 or something. So I don't know what I'm worried about, but yeah, we're in full stealth mode, I guess. Okay, a very, very early good morning, or not so good morning. We did suspect that when we put the tent here that the grass was very green, and that might be as a result of sprinklers. But it turns out we were right. We couldn't find any, but there was one hidden out there somewhere. So at like 4 a.m. it came on and started like hosing down the side of the tent and the bikes. It's like still going now. I don't know if you can hear it. So I'm hoping that maybe it'll only go on for like, you know, half an hour or so, and then, you know, we can let things like drip dry for a little bit, and then go and wheel them off the grass and hopefully get dried up before we leave. It's not the end of the world, you know, obviously the tent's waterproof, but it is a bit of a bummer that we're going to have to try and dry everything out a bit before we leave. We've got a big day today, so anyway, it's all part of the great adventure, I guess. Alright, so now it's like 6. If we're lucky, maybe the tent will have dried off a little bit, so we're going to start making a move now. It still looks pretty wet in places, to be honest, but yeah, we need to get out of here, so let's go. This place is soaked. Alright, coffee has been quaffed, tents are hanging up. Bonnie's making up some of our peanut butter and Nutella and banana breakfast burritos, which I'm sure you all know all about. Today the plan is to do about 95k, which should take us to Cabra, I think the town is. There's a pub there that allows you to camp at the back, another one of those deals. And that's only like 20k outside of Rocky, where we've got to stay in a hostel for 2 nights, which is very much needed. We saw the price and we were like, you know what, like let's get a couple of nights
can recharge, get everything charged up. I can edit some of this stuff, and you know, it's definitely needed after this little excursion inland. After that, we'll be able to go and see the Notorious, which has been the whole reason for this sort of delay here and this inland trip, was to burn off some time to try and, you know, like line up the dates so we could go see the Notorious while it's moored in Yeppoon. So they'll be moored up tomorrow, and we'll probably go see them the day after. So sweet.
Busy place. All right, back on the Capricorn. Fun times to be had. Fasten your seatbelts. Campsite back there like that operate on donations, and I was reading in the reviews for it that someone spoke to the lady at the tourist information, which is right beside it, and she reckons that 65% of the people that stay there don't even donate. Apparently she looked around and she said, yeah, most of these people here haven't been up and donated any money, and that's pretty sad that, like, you know, they're all using the toilets, they're all raving about how there's hot showers and this and that, and they'll even stick like $5 in the bin. It's pretty disgraceful, you know, seeing as they're all towing caravans worth like 300k or whatever. Another weird thing I see in reviews, while we're on the subject, is people say things like, oh, it's a great campsite, lots of grassy patches to park your van on. And then you walk around the campsite and you see, like, there's like all these like sparse bits of green, just these little grassy patches here and there and amongst the dust, and everyone's parking their caravans on top of them. It's like you can park the van anywhere, and you choose to park it on the one patch of green grass that someone could be sat on or pitching a tent on. It's bizarre, and that's why there's hardly any green patches, because they just drive all over them. It's weird, man. Yeah, I don't really get the logic of how some of these campsites work. It's very strange. Anyway, rant over. Westwood. Don't know much about it, but it reckons there's a rest area and coffee and refreshments and whatever there. So we reckon we're going to stop for lunch there. That'll be the 60k mark, which is pretty nice. Should be there before 12:30. So yeah, 60k by 12:30. Not bad. All right, we just stopped for a bite to eat here at Westwood Hall. It's where the public toilets are, and we found this little cast concrete bench at the side. So we just chilled out and had a couple of wraps. It's funny, man, like this would almost be the perfect little stealth camp spot if it wasn't for the fact we have to go further tonight. Camping at the back of this little hall here would be like the perfect little stealth camp. I mean, like, no one would know. There's plenty of space back there. There's water available. There's toilets. You know, it'd be great. But unfortunately, we made the decision to go an extra 35k today to the free camp that is as close as possible to Rockhampton, so that in the morning we only have to do like 20k to get there. And it means we can go into town and do some shopping in the morning. I need to go to the bike store. We need a new pump, big time. We need new tubes, like that. Highway over there, I don't know if it was the Dalton maybe or something, Dalton, whatever it was, that was just hell for punctures. So yeah, we need to pick up some sundries stat. Anyway, yeah, we're done with lunch, and we've only got another 35k to do today, and it's only like, you know, 1:10. So yeah, sweet. I almost forgot to mention, just on the other side of the building, there's flying foxes, the same ones that Bonnie wrote an article about back in Colac. Like, we keep seeing them popping up everywhere. It's awesome. We absolutely love them. should be able to get in like over there. You know what I mean? Check you out.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah?
I like a novelty straw.
What is it?
It's called Purple Haze.
Purple haze.
It's actually my favorite cocktail. It's like a Long Island iced tea.
Decadent.